Welcome back to the Bluegrass on this beautiful November afternoon. I'm out with a wide assortment of dogs. I have a very romantic Dog de Bordeaux, a French Mastiff. I guess they say that the French are lovers, right? You might notice throughout this video that Romeo here, he likes to be a lover, right? I have a Norwegian Elk Hound. Somewhere around here I have an Aussie Doodle. I have a really cool little broken coated Jack Russell Terrier. But the dog we're talking about today is Bear, a Black and Tan Coonhound, right? Okay, and when I say we're talking about this Black and Tan Coonhound, what I mean is I'm not gonna do all the talking, okay? In this video, I'm gonna ask people who are more familiar with coonhounds to chime in below because I haven't seen one of these dogs. Who knows? I can't remember the last time I saw him. Might have been when I was a little kid, you know, because where I'm from, that's the French coming out in him, so we'll have to get him off of there. Come on, nerd. This is not the time for love. Go on. So, like where I'm from, coon hunting's a big thing, you know what I mean? So you have a few of these dogs around. I don't think it's really the dog of choice, but tell me, like, what do you know about coonhounds? What do you know about Black and Tan Coonhounds? What are they good for? What are they not so good for? And what do you think about this dog being bought as a pet to live in a regular neighborhood? Okay, because as we're walking around, come on, nerd, training him, I can tell you that training a hound is a lot different than training a retriever or a herding dog or even these little terriers, okay, to be able to live harmoniously in a suburban environment, okay? And what I mean by that is this dog is awesome, right, when it comes to doing stuff. Even at only 15 weeks old, he can get out and he can run with my adult mentor dogs. He hardly ever gets tired, right? He's super friendly. He gets along great with all the other dogs. He loves the children that come down here. I mean, they get him, and all these hounds have these nice soft ears. The kids will come down here and play with his ears, and he's all about it, okay? But guess what he's not all about? He's not all about being quiet. Okay, listen, if you're not doing something with him, okay, he's gonna start making noise. And like there's really not a point in time where he stops making noise if he's unhappy, okay? So there's a tremendous amount of work that we're gonna have to do in terms of developing his attention span so that he doesn't meet that frustration threshold and start barking in his home environment, okay? Now, I know that if you're a true hound, come on, nerd. I know if you're a true hound aficionado, you're probably thinking, well, like, why would you work on making him be quiet? He's bred to be noisy. He's literally bred to get on the scent of an animal and take off making noise until that animal runs up a tree and won't run any farther, and he's supposed to stay there at the base of the tree making noise until you come find him. That's what he's bred to do. Okay, well, I'm with you. I'm with you. But unfortunately, in this situation, this dog wasn't bought by a coon hunter. He was bought by a guy that owns a Chick-fil-A, right? And he's an awesome guy. He's got an awesome wife. He's got a nice little family, right? And he's got a nice house, and he's got a pretty good sized yard for a regular dog. He lives in a pretty dog-friendly neighborhood for a regular dog, okay? But you know what I'm gonna say? This, my friends, is not a regular dog when it comes to teaching basic obedience, when it comes to teaching the kind of simple manners, come on, nerd, that's gonna, you know, be necessary for living in an environment where people's houses are close and they want to actually, you know, get sleep at night or to be able to do their homework after school or be able to talk on the phone or be able to have a barbecue or basically anything that requires some level of serenity, right? Okay. Now another thing, if you watch all the different videos that I make, most of the time when I come out here on this course, these dogs, they're already, you know, most of the dogs I work with are pretty pattern cognizant, and they're already picking up the fact that one obstacle leads to the next, okay? You see how this coon hound is all over the place? Okay, that's because hounds are not bred to do a complex job in conjunction with a handler. Okay, so just even teaching him like basic leash manners, teaching him a basic vocabulary, okay, those are going to be things that are going to be a little bit tough. And then like this dog here, he's French, his name is Romeo, he's wanting to romance everybody. Like it's going to be a little tough to get him not to romance so much. The difference between these two dogs though is like where Romeo's giving me a little trouble with wanting to be amorous, I guess. All I have to do is take a little hike out back, and Romeo's going to be good for the whole rest of the day. It's going to give me a little bit of exercise with Romeo. It's going to give me a lot of chances to reward him for being calm, attentive, and polite. Okay, I'm going to go out back and I'm going to exercise Romeo because that's kind of how I like to get rid of, you know, the problems. And this little dog's going to go with me. Okay. And when we come back, Romeo is going to lay down and he's going to go to sleep. And when he gets up, he's going to be pretty easy to manage. This little dog here is going to look at me like, okay, Stonnie, who are we exercising next? Why aren't we headed back out yet? And he's going to want to go out with the mentor dogs. He's going to want to go out with the other Labrador retrievers that are here doing retrieving training. Okay, and he's just going to want to go everywhere we go all the time. And here's the problem with that. When we go and I'm trying to work on something else, guess what he's going to do? He's going to start making noise. And he's not going to stop making noise until he gets his way or until we do something else, right? And so there's no easy fix for that. I just have to get out every day and I have to try to, you know, I have to try to plug away at taking a kind of a square peg and putting it in a round hole. And I think we'll get there. But it's going to take a lot of management. It's going to take a lot of extra work that most kinds of dogs don't take. All right, so back to my original point here. If you know a lot about coonhounds in general, or if you know a lot about Black and Tan Coonhounds specifically, please get in the comment section below. Tell us some interesting things about this type of dog, and then give us your honest opinion about whether or not this is going to be an easy dog to live with in the suburbs, okay, for the next 12 or 15 years. And if it's not going to be easy, then like what kind of accommodations are going to have to be made? What are we going to have to do in terms of like making allowances for exercise? What are we going to have to do in terms of making allowances for the dog's natural baying instincts? What are we going to have to do in terms of making allowances for his natural desire to put his nose on the ground and you know, follow game? I'm super interested in hearing what you guys have to say because I don't get a chance to see these dogs very often, and I try not to pretend to be an expert about dog breeds that I don't have a lot of experience with, okay? So this is what I'm doing. I'm doing the same thing with this dog that I do with all of them. I'm going to teach them good basic obedience, I'm going to socialize them, and then we're going to try to build on what they do well because that gradually squeezes out what they don't do so well. But I would love to hear some specific advice from true breed specific experts as it relates to Black and Tans or Coonhounds in general. All right, I look forward to hearing what you have to say and I'll see you guys next week.